If you're struggling with making decisions regarding your writing career, or you're finding it really hard to get motivated, then I've got some tips that are really going to help. So today's question comes from the Write No Matter What Facebook community, and it comes from Chris. So Chris is really struggling at the moment. He wants to make a decision regarding his writing career, and he's really having issues with motivation. So I thought I would speak about that one today, because I know there's going to be more of you out there who find themselves in the same position as Chris. When we're in that place of trying to make a decision, it can really affect our motivation, because we don't know what it is we're doing. We don't really have our why. We don't really have a purpose. And so it can be a bit of a cycle, because if we don't have that why we do what we do, it's also really difficult to make a decision. So for example, if you have a why, which is, I want to really impact people out there who are struggling with feelings of loneliness, then it makes it really easy to make that decision of, should I write a blog or not? Because you're like, yes, I should definitely write a blog, because how else am I going to be impacting people who are struggling with feelings of loneliness? So when you have that long-term goal, or that why, or that purpose in place, it really helps you to make those decisions regarding your writing. So if you're in that place of like, should I do this with my writing, or should I do this? It's often a sign that you need to go a little bit further into the future and really get clear about what it is that you're trying to achieve. So say, for example, you're thinking that you really want to get published, but you're struggling with a decision about what to write. That's an indication that you might not be clear about who you want to be published by, or the kind of career that you want to have as a writer. And then that can really affect the decisions that you're making over the content that you're putting into your books. So as soon as you start to decide the kind of career that you want as a writer, for example, whether you want to be writing 2 books a year, 1 book every 2 years, the kind of readership you want to develop, that's really going to help you decide the kind of content that you want to put into your books. So hopefully you can start to see that when you're thinking ahead, it's going to help you make those decisions at this point here right now. And then that starts to have an impact on your motivation. It's probably the question that I get asked the most, either on Twitter or in the Facebook community. How do I stay motivated? And for me, I always like to say, you're asking the wrong question. It's not how do I stay motivated, it's why would I be motivated in the first place? Because if you're struggling to stay motivated to do something, it means you don't have enough of a strong feeling to do it in the first place. So even if I said to you, oh hey, here's how I stay motivated, I set my alarm for 5 in the morning, and as soon as that alarm goes off, I leap out of bed and I get on my pull-up rings and I do pull-ups. It's like, there's no point me telling you that as my way of staying motivated, because if you don't have a reason to leap out of bed and start doing pull-ups on your pull-up rings, you're not going to do it. So that, again, it's that future that you see yourself in that's going to motivate yourself. So again, if your whole purpose is to write books that are going to transport people from the mundanity of their lives into your wonderful fantasy worlds, then that motivation is going to be there, because you're going to want to think, right, I want to really immerse myself in my creativity. I really want to fill up my mind and my imagination, so that I'm going to have this whole wealth of images and ideas that I can then put down on the page, that are then going to transport my readers and take them out of the mundanity of their lives. And so suddenly you feel yourself getting really fired up with motivation, because you've got that bigger purpose. So both of those areas, making decisions with your writing and staying motivated, are both linked to that bigger picture. So it can be useful to either jump 12 months into the future, or even 5 years into the future, and really see where you are there. And that's going to get you motivated, that's going to give you your purpose, and then you're going to be able to make those decisions about how to get there, and you're going to feel really motivated to get there as well, because you're going to want it. That 5-year vision is just going to seem really awesome. You're going to want to get out of bed, you're going to want to put in the hours, you're going to want to put in the practice. So I want to thank Chris for asking the question. So that happens in the Facebook community, the Write No Matter What community. It's a free community to join. I do live videos every week. So I do Q&A every week live. If you think that sounds like something that you want to get involved in, I'll drop the link below and you can come and join the community there. Alternatively, if you've got a question, feel free to drop it in the comments below. Like, what is it that you are trying to make a decision on at the moment with your writing or your creative career? How do you find motivation at the moment? Do you feel like your purpose is compelling enough, or do you need some help there? So let me know in the comments below, or come over and join the community on Facebook. And if you're new here, then thank you. Thanks for joining me on the sofa. It was lovely to chat with you, and hopefully you'll subscribe so I get to see you again. Either way, see you on the sofa next week. Take care till then.